This video series will show you the steps and materials needed to implement PEAS learning activities in your classroom. Remember, each PEAS unit has 4 learning activities that follow the process of science. What do you know? What do you wonder? What more do you want to know? And what have we learned? In this set of activities, your classroom will explore living things. Living things must consume energy in the form of food, grow, adapt, reproduce, and respond to their environment, while non-living things do not. It can be challenging to identify things as living or non-living because many living things do not exhibit all characteristics of a living thing during all stages of life. In addition, some things were living but are now not living. For example, vegetables are living prior to being harvested, but after harvest they are no longer living. Since vegetables are living, they provide vitamins, minerals, and fiber that are critical to healthy growth and development. It is important for children to understand the difference between living and non-living things and make comparisons between the two by observable characteristics, which will be taught in this unit. When teaching the Living Things unit in your classroom, you will want to follow along with the page-by-page script located in the PEAS teaching guide to see how the 4 activities should be performed. Finally, Activity 4 focuses on edible living and non-living things and will review what children have learned about living things. For this activity, you will need the following materials: the documentation panel from Activity 1 listing class-generated characteristics of living things, a small box for observing materials, edible living things to explore including carrot seeds, peas, and tomatoes, edible plants to taste including frozen carrots, peas, and tomatoes, non-edible living things such as grass clippings, a flower, and an insect, 2 small boxes for observing materials, magnifying glasses, a balance scale, which is optional, a cutting board and knife, science journals, coloring and writing utensils, bowls or plates, eating utensils, and napkins. Before starting this activity, you will need to collect any needed materials, purchase enough edible living things such as carrots, peas, and tomatoes for each child to taste each vegetable. Prepare vegetables for the children to taste and leave one of each vegetable whole for observation. Put all the living things in a box so that you can pull them out one at a time and show the children. And prepare the documentation panel by writing the learning activity question, "Can you eat it?" at the top. Create a chart with 7 rows and 3 columns. On the left side of each row, attach the image of your living and non-living items. Next, label column 1 as edible and column 2 as non-edible. Finally, in this activity, be sure to introduce the word edible, or in Spanish, comestible, things we can eat. Or in Spanish, cosas que podemos comer. Ask children to tell you what they have learned about living things. Bring out 2 observation boxes for children to observe. One will have 3 edible things, and the other will have 3 non-edible things. Ask children fair questions that can be answered through observation, such as, can you group the objects by how they feel? Create a documentation panel to record children's responses about whether or not each of the edible and non-edible things from this activity can be eaten. Be sure to explain that not everything is edible. For example, we cannot eat pine cones. Have children observe carrots, peas, and tomatoes using magnifying glasses. Next, prepare the peas, carrots, and tomatoes by washing them under running water and cut the vegetables into pieces for children to consume. It is recommended that the cut vegetables are put on paper plates and given to children. Finish the activity by inviting children to try the carrots, peas, and tomatoes.